Tune in to Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
On the third day of the first cricket test match between New Zealand and England, New Zealand in their second innings were 155 for the loss of 6 wickets, with Daryl Mitchell batting on 31 and Nathan Smith is not out on 1. Earlier, England resumed their first inning at the overnight score of 319 for the loss of 5 wickets, with Harry Brooks batting on 132 and the captain Ben Stokes batting on 37. Both were lucky. Harry Brooks got 4 chances, 4 catches were dropped, and Ben Stokes also was lucky. One of his catch was also dropped by New Zealand captain Tom Latham. From 319 for 5, England lost their first wicket on day 3, and that is of Harry Brooks, who scored 171 from 197 balls with the help of 15 fours and 3 sixes with a strike rate of 87. He was caught by Tom Blundell off the bowling of Matt Henry. And England were 381 for the loss of 6 wickets in the 86th over. They lost their 7th wicket after adding just 1 run, and Chris Woakes was the 7th to go. He could only score 1 run from 2 balls, and he was caught by Tom Latham of Tim Southee. Then they lost their 8th wicket at 445. Gus Atkinson was out in the 95th over after scoring 48 from 36 balls with the help of 4 fours and 2 sixes, and with a strike rate of 133. He was caught by Glenn Phillips off the bowling of Smith. Then they lost their 9th wicket at 485. England captain Ben Stokes was out after scoring exactly 80 from 146 balls with help of 9 fours, and with a strike rate of 55. He was caught by Tim Southee off the bowling of Matt Henry, and England lost their last wicket, which is their 10th batsman, at 499, and Shoaib Bashir was the last to go, and he could only score 5 runs from 9 balls with the help of 1 4. He was caught by Tim Southee off the bowling of Matt Henry. But rarely can New Zealand have clouded their own fortune with a spate of fielding lapses to match those that they serve up on this enthralling second day. 6 clear-cut chances went begging in the course of England's 319 for 5, including 4 for Brooks alone, and at almost rhythmical intervals too on 18, 41, 70 and 106, as if designed to douse the bowler morale anytime they look ready to turn back the tide. Harry Brook himself built key stands of 151 for the 5th wicket with Oli Pope, who responded to his wicket-keeping reshuffle with an excellent 77 and an unbeaten 97 with his captain Ben Stokes, who was ominously placed on 37 from 76 at stumps. However, get life of his own on 30 in the day's closing overs, as Tom Latham spilled catch number 6 and his 3rd of the day, this time at short cover. At 71 for 4, England were reeling had Brook fallen to the first of his 4 lives in the very next over. A bad miss at gully by Glenn Phillips on 18 that looked all the more glaring when some 30 overs later he pulled off one-handed screamer at backward point to end Pope's doughty stay. Smith has been luckless bowler, as was the case when Brook was on 41, as Latham spilled his 2nd of the innings, another bad miss at first slip. Pope at number 6 for this test because he is keeping wicket, but also as a consequence of his grim tour of Pakistan, was once again frenetic from the outset, as he took on O'Rourke's height and bounce with a series of streaky slaps over the cordon, one of which he knew very little about. By tea, both men had marched through their 50s against now middle-aged ball, Brook with the second 6 of over fine leg, Pope with a nudge to leg side with a brisk 59 balls. As they kept up the intensity into the evening, New Zealand errors continued to stack up. Devin Conway spilled chance number 4 at deep mid-wicket as Brook wound into a slog sweep on 70 of Phillips, and then his century was preordained. He duly moved deep into the 90s and with an outrageous slap scoop over the keeper's head of Southee. Earlier, he had become the 8th fastest player in terms of innings to reach 2,000 test runs, and second only to Duckett in terms of ball faced, a brisk 2,300. In reply to New Zealand's first inning of 348, England were bowled out for 499 runs, and they took a lead of 151 runs. For New Zealand, Matt Henry 4 for 84 from 23 overs. Nathan Smith 26 overs 141 runs and 3 wickets, while Tim Southee 20 overs 4 maiden 85 runs and 2 wickets. William Rook chipped in with 1 wicket, 25 overs 2 maiden 138 runs and 1 wicket. Glenn Phillips also bowled 9 overs and gave away 35 runs. New Zealand, conceding a lead of 151 in this second innings, could only score 155 for the loss of 6 wickets at close of third day's play, which means they have a slimmer lead. They lead by just 4 runs with 4 wickets in hand. They lost their first wicket, and that is of their captain at just 3 in the third over, and Tom Latham could only score 1 run. They lost their second wicket. The other opener, Devin Conway, was out when New Zealand were 23, and Conway made 8 from 26 ball, caught by Atkinson off the bowling of Brydon Carse. Third wicket was Rachin Ravindra. New Zealand was 64 in the 20th over, and Rachin Ravindra, after scoring 24 from 38 balls with the help of 2 fours, was out, caught by Bethel off the bowling of Brydon Carse. Fourth to go was Kane Williamson. After reaching his 9,000 runs in Test cricket, was out after scoring 61 from 86 balls with the help of 7 fours and with strike rate of 71. He was legged before by Chris Woakes. And then the fifth, Tom Blundell, was out when New Zealand were 133 in the 36th over, and Tom Blundell was out, caught by Ollie Pope off the bowling of Chris Woakes without scoring. And then the last wicket of the day, their New Zealand 6th wicket, Glenn Phillips, was a bit unlucky, was out leg before and only clipping bails because of the umpire's call. He was declared out leg before by Brydon Carse. He made 19 from 32 balls with help of 1-4. At close of play, Daryl Mitchell is batting on 31 from 99 balls with the help of 6 fours, and Nathan Smith is batting on 1 from 12 balls. For England, Chris Woakes capturing 3 for 13 over, 1 maiden, 39 runs and 3 wicket. Gus Atkinson 13 overs, 2 maiden, 37 runs and no wicket. Brydon Carse 12 overs, 3 maiden, 22 runs and 3 wickets. Shoaib Bashir 9 over, 47 runs and no wicket, while Ben Stokes 2 overs for 9 runs and no wicket. Summary of the match: New Zealand in their first inning scored 348 runs, and in reply, England made 499, taking a lead of 151 runs. And New Zealand in their second inning, conceding a lead of 151, were 155 for the loss of 6 wickets, and they have a lead of just 4 runs with 4 wickets in hand.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.